But it is absolutely heartbreaking to have your kids struggle so much.
It's heartbreaking. When I chaperoned a field trip, you see all the other little girls running around, and I was, sitting on the grass by herself.
Hi, my name is Carden Wyckoff. I am 30 years old and I was diagnosed with FSHD when I was 8.
My name is Eloise Hoffman. I'm a 20-year-old student attending Stanford University and majoring in bioengineering. I was diagnosed with FSHD at 13 years old.
I'm Lexi Pappas. I'm 30 years old. I was diagnosed at about 12, 13-ish.
Hi, I'm Diane Pappas. I was diagnosed when I was in high school, probably senior year when I was 18 years old.
Hi, my name is Sam Ray. I was diagnosed with FSHD at 6 years old.
My name is Meredith. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was diagnosed with FSHD in the sixth grade, so about 12 years old.
My name is Kate Zwickow. I'm 13 years old and I was diagnosed with FSHD when I was 6.
Hi, my name is Vera Triance. My daughters are Isla and Sienna Triance. Isla is going to be 8 and Sienna is 6 right now. We first got our diagnosis back in October of 2021. They were at 3 and 5 at the time.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I was diagnosed with FSHD when I was 13 years old.
The number of biotechs entering the FSHD space is very promising and exciting. However, there are two large populations that are being left out of the clinical trial process: the kids and the non-ambulatory.
We tell them that the doctors and the scientists are going to make medicine, make a cure for them. The next couple of years are just going to be very difficult. So we need, that to be the reality, that there is a cure, there is accessible medication for them.
I desperately want a cure and/or treatment for my younger brother who also has FSHD.
Early onset kids fight so hard to make a good life for themselves, but their bodies are failing them, and failing them at a rapid pace. As parents of children with FSHD, the thing that sits as bolt upright in the middle of the night is the thought of their next decline. Which muscle will go next? What will be the next thing that will go? Their ability to feed themselves, brush their teeth, walk, stand? When will the next common cold settle in their lungs and jeopardize their life? What will their life look like in the next year, or the next, or the next, if they don't get a treatment? Without a path to a therapy, we are marooning them in their bodies.
I look at my legs and I tell my leg, move, like get up, do what you're supposed to do, but it just sits there and it feels like my limbs are like strands of cooked spaghetti.
Johnny Got His Gun is an anti-war novel written in 1938 by Dalton Trumbo. It tells a story of a young American soldier who finds himself in a hospital with no arms, no legs, deaf, blind, and mute. But his mind is very active. He has all these memories of his childhood, his parents, his girl back home. Eventually, he figures out a way to communicate with the world around him by banging his head against the pillow in Morse code. The nurse recognizes this and begins communicating back with him by tapping on his forehead in Morse code. Eventually, he asks the nurse if he could be please released from his nightmare and taken off of life support. The nurse runs the request up the chain of command, and the way the book ends is a high-ranking Army official comes down and taps on his head. I'm sorry, that's against Army regulations. By denying trials and treatments to the most vulnerable population, the kids and the non-ambulatory, we are metaphorically tapping on their heads that we can't help you because we don't want to think out of the box and take a chance and do things differently.
I know that it won't be good for me, and it won't end well for me, And it is life-threatening for me. It's a life-threatening disease.
But it doesn't have to be that way. There are enough smarts, know-how, and sheer will in this room to lead the entire neuromuscular community in the development of innovative clinical trial designs that ensure no population is left behind. Let's take lessons learned from the SMA and DMD communities and apply them to FSHD. Our small patient numbers and the unpredictability of FSHD demands innovation. Current clinical trial design is flawed in that it expects patients to meet its criteria rather than designing trials that meet the patients where they are at in their abilities. Let's be pioneers in our approach to therapies and ensure that all have access to approved treatments with payer reimbursement. The FSHD community is counting on you to be cowboys, soldiers, and explorers. Let's set the example for the world to follow. We are here to fight this battle with you. Researchers, clinicians, patients, and families all working towards one common goal. We would take this disease from our loved ones if we could, but we can't. But what we can do is fight like hell for access to both the world and to trials and treatments. And we will fight until our last breath if need be, because there's no other options.
Please help kids that have a FSHD like my sister.